Hey, Jafffa Adventures, Terry King here. Welcome to the channel. Well, I'm behind the wheel of my 56 Chev at the moment, and I'm off to an abandoned office. Now, why the devil would I be going to an abandoned office, you say? Well, I've got an answer for you in this video. Stick around. I have something completely off the wall, quite literally, for you guys today. I'm in a boardroom. Inside this boardroom is a very large map. This map is 3.5 meters long and probably 2 meters high. And that map is going to end up on my shed wall. So on the back side, it looks like this map is actually 3 panels. And unfortunately, it looks like it's glued around the frames. I might have to end up cutting this frame. So first things first, I'll pull off those bits of timber. Whew, bit of work, didn't video it, but I got it broken down into 3 pieces, which basically did involve cutting that frame. And it's got these little tongue and groove guys that slide in between the 2 pieces of the map. It's 3 pieces. That piece and that piece will be easy enough to carry. But this sucker here, it's a double. Not quite sure how I'm going to manage that one yet. And how I'm going to fit that in the back of the ute. Well, it ended up not being too difficult to transport. It was a bit of a bugger getting out of that boardroom space though. There it is. A little bit of damage from the floor. Hopefully I don't have anything on the face, which it doesn't feel like I do. But let's unload this, get it into the shed and have a proper inspection. Okay, I got the map down to the shed. That was not easy. That's where it's going, up above the window. I'll have to measure it. I'm not actually sure whether it's gonna fit or not, but that's where I'd like it anyway. It is pretty cool though, I gotta admit. Well, I'm behind the wheel of my 56 Chev at the moment. I'm heading off to the steel suppliers to pick up a bit of angle iron to help me with that map that we're mounting in the shed. Jump behind the wheel with me and let's go for a steer. Okay, this could quite easily be the last video I ever make because I could die doing this. But I'm now going to try and hang this wall map up. And where I'm going to mount it is up here in the peak of the roof. And that's about 5 meters up, and I don't have a ladder that gets up that high. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but it's going to be pretty death-defying. This is my simple frame system. I've got a piece of 50 mil angle and a piece of 40 mil angle. I'm going to use a 50 mil angle on the top because I'm actually going to hang the map from the top, and there'll be a small gap on the bottom here. The reason for that is if I've got it sitting in this bottom channel, I think the weight of the map over time might actually start to bow it, and I don't want that to happen. So by hanging it on the top and fixing it on the bottom, it'll keep it sort of stretched out and prevent that bowing. That's my logic anyway. First thing I got to do is get this Chevy out of the road. All right, 60 mil in is the outside edge of my 2 uprights. So I'll just mark that on both ends. Now these uprights are 70 mil wide, so that means the inside edge sits there approximately, which means my 2 mounting holes that I've got to drill need to be centered there. Okay, I got my 2 bolt holes drilled. Now I'm just going to get a larger drill bit and countersink that because the map is actually going to sit along this face. That'll do. It's sitting proud about 1 millimeter, but it is wood backing that's going on there, so the wood's going to give a little bit of give, I think. All right, now it's time to start taking baby steps towards death. What I'm trying to do is get this thing located close enough to the top of that upright so I can mark the upright and drill it. All right, number 1 I feel about there. And I'll only put 1 in on each side so that I can pivot it. All right, now I can go over to the other side, pivot it, get it level, drill that side, and then drill my final 2 holes. All right, I gotta get this thing level before I go drilling any holes. Now I'm gonna level it both with that spirit level and with measurements. That end has gotta go up a little bit. It's pretty close. Let me measure that. 26.16, 26.19. So that side's gotta go up 3 millimeters. Okay, that's dead level. Let's drill some holes. Twenty-six, 19, 26, 18 and a half. Half a mil, we'll take it. All right, that side's tightened down. I'll tighten the other side, then I'll drill the final 2 holes and put 2 bolts in there. Now I'm gonna lay this map out on the floor. I'm going to assemble it, and then I'm going to drill the holes in the top of the map, because I think it'll be a heck of a lot easier to do that here on the ground than it will be when the sucker's 5 meters up in the air. Now these little biscuits here dovetail into the world map. And if all goes well, it should just slot together quite nicely. Just needed a boot for convincing. Now our top rail. Everything about this map is so big and ungainly to work with. Just in case you're wondering how big this thing actually is, 3150 across and 2 meters high. Now I'm going to drill my fixing holes here on this angle iron before I get that sucker up in situ, because that is going to be an absolute bugger if I try and drill it up there. Okay, that top rail is all drilled out now. It's time now to fit that top rail up to the side of the shed and then lift these individual pieces of map up. This is the time for dyeing. Now the other thing that I'm gonna do, that mounts up on the wall like that, and this section here is a perfect perch for swallows. And I've got a lot of barn swallows around here. So I think what I'll do is I'll run 2 lengths of fishing line along the top between 2 bolts from one end to the other. I don't know whether that's gonna work or not, but listen, I've gotta try something. Otherwise they'll just sit on here and they'll shit all over the face of that map. All right, I got my bolts affixed there nice and tight. Time to run some fishing line. Now, I don't like my luck here because I've had a track record with swallows and vermin in general, and my track record is not good. Normally they win and I lose. Okay, well let's lift this up, Andrews. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now we'll just lift it up and slide it onto the roof rack, I think. Okay. Probably as far as we're gonna be able to go, because we're gonna stand there too. Andrew, just watch that map, it's on its tip point. You know.
That does not look very secure, Dad.
All right, can we stand this thing up now, Hamish?
Hamish's side's gotta come up.
Yep.
There we go, it's going.
Going, keep going, Hamish.
It's up.
Okay.
Do you want me underneath it, in between the car and the wall?
No, you'll probably get crushed. So what do you think? Do we grab it from the middle, pivot it, rest it on it, and then tilt it up? Oh, yeah.
It's not far enough to the right, so it cannot be stood up just yet. We can slide it.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Now the dodgy part. And we'll need that step ladder, Andrew.
It's on the way.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll probably need you up here, Andrew, to just do this. Mm-hmm. Put the ladder, because I'm afraid the ladder's going to kick out. And if it does, then there's lots of dying.
Can I sit down and put my feet up against it?
Yeah. Just as long as it, all you're doing is preventing it from sliding out.
Yep.
Not all that you're doing. That's quite an important job. Oh, one more.
No slow movements.
Yep.
I said I am not calm.
No, me either.
I don't think my hands have ever been sweaty.
Okay, I'm coming down, Andrew. I'm sweating. Okay, so now we gotta move the truck forward so that we can get the ladder on that pole. And maybe when you pull it forward, I'd go left hand down a little bit. Because you got a bit of room there. Are you blobbing the camera? You wanna come up in this front corner, Andrew? Hamish is gonna turn into the wall. So just make sure he doesn't go too far.
Can do. You're good, you're good. Straight back. Is that good there?
Righto.
Two dudes on a roof.
Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So we bring the next panel up, set it on there.
Then the ladder has to go up again. You bolt it in.
Yep, the ladder has to go back in this spot again, reach around and bolt it in, yeah. Cool, can you bring us North and South America, Aaron? Okay, I'm going up, Andrew. Okay. Righto.
Last piece of the map. Can we have Africa?
Africa. Ooh, that looks like a heavy continent.
Is this your maths on the back, Dad?
Yeah, that's the ideal gas law. Now remember back in school when you were focused on throwing spitballs at your mate rather than listening to the teacher? Well, this is the kind of cool shit that you missed out on. That there is the ideal gas law equation. Okay, come on, eat it. All right, thank you guys. There's no way in hell I could have done that without your help. Not in a million years. Well, what do you think of that? I'm pretty bloody stoked. But you know what? It came at a very high price. Listen to this clip. Did you hear it? Did you hear that bang? I'll play it again. What you heard there was a catastrophic failure on the 57 Chev, and that's going to be a subject of a future video. But for now, I'm going to call it quits, have a beer, and stare at the world. Until next time, keep the shiny side up, everybody. Bye now.